Hello, everybody. Thank you for being patient. My name is Sarah. I'm a depth quantum energy work practitioner. I work with multiple modalities, and the goal of all of them is the same: to waymake your path to the sovereign self, a path of remembrance, and so much more. Again, my name's Sarah. You can find me on most social media at Sarah Descending. Today is the 9th episode here on YouTube of these intuitive Akashic live streams I've been offering, in which I act as the conduit stream for the true and quantum Akash that I am, and offer energetic transmission for the awakening consciousness exploration sector of humanity and everybody else as well. Also during this time, I tend to most of the time offer individual mini quantum Akashic readings during this live stream. If you are interested in one of those for next time I do this, they are reserved via email. Right now, the exchange for those is $33. It is one of the only low ticket ways to connect with me. Otherwise, we would have one-on-one private work during the mini lives or the mini individual sessions during the live. You are kept anonymous. Typically, these are just general sessions. However, if there is a topic of concern or interest that you would like me to focus the mini session on, I will do that. But it needs to be pretty broad, like relationship or health, so on and so forth. So again, I've been doing about 3 of these per week. If you would like to get on my list for participating as a client for a mini reading, please email me, and my email will be available in the description, sarah.descending@proton.me, and in my YouTube bio as well. So again, thank you. I am going to go ahead and set the container. And I wanted to thank anybody who popped in earlier and the stream cut out, or anyone who looked at 9 and we weren't there quite yet. Thank you for coming back around to check it out again, whether that's now or later or tomorrow. I was having some connectivity issues with the internet the first couple times we tried to get on. Fortunately, everything is working well now. So I'm going to set the container, which I've been doing, but I'm going to formally set this container and invite you to join me in this work. So I decree and declare that this container is created, infused, and protected by the essence and light of Creator, Great Spirit, the Holy and Divine Mother, Father of the Cosmos. I call in and thank with everlasting gratitude Yeshua as the living embodiment of the Spirit of the Christ. We also thank the Christed feminine impulse. She goes by many names, and the one that I know best is the Dark Mother. Thank you for calling me to your work, and I thank you for your modeling of the way, both of you, all of you, which is the compassionate, awakened heart. We thank all the ancestors, both past and future, of those present today and those watching the replay later, for their space-holding support and loving guidance. However, in gentle yet firm declaration, I request and require that only ancestors who have come full circle in their path back to soul wholeness and evolution may participate in guiding this session together in any way. We are here to activate and build upon the wisdom codes that are every cell of these bodies as we presently embody the sum total of all who came before us and all who will come after us. All siphoning ancestral spirits, other disembodied people that are confused or in distortion, all malevolent NHI and AI tracking, including potential consciousness shards and soul shards that have been imprisoned into algorithms or things that humans call AI, and demonic oppression, suppression, possession, and or alien suppression, possession, and or walk-ins, and all other attachments or implants, cords and hooks that are not serving those of us present today will be sent to the appropriate place for their reamalgamation throughout this session. So again, thank you for joining me. It's been an interesting Monday for me. I hope that this day has gone well for you. Today, I'm going to be sharing whatever the Akash feels is relevant for the group that gathers. And I'm going to do a focused mini individual reading for one person. I'm just kind of calibrating and centering myself and opening the heart, because the heart is the portal door. And it is by going tiny, tiny, tiny through the eye of the needle that we then explode into infinity and become one with the all in the quantum and other realms. There is an energy of anticipation. Some of it is an energy of dreading the anticipation of what might be next. Many are feeling this. Many people are wishing whatever it was or whatever it is or whatever it shall be would just hurry up and happen already, because the waiting is so intense, or the sense that they're waiting but don't know what they're waiting for. We, and when I say we, I am not channeling, I have become and come into connection with the collective that is the Akash spirit. We would ask that when these feelings of dreaded anticipation seem to want to take you over or seem to knock you off balance, we would ask that you plant your feet firmly, breathe, follow the breath, and with your breath, then follow your energy, and feel where in the body there is stagnant energy where there are blockages that you can lovingly and compassionately address. Please connect with the land and the water. Both are so important during this time of a tumultuous shift, no matter what that shift is going to be. You are your own compass, your own center point. You cannot outsource this to anybody else. It always ends badly when we or you or they do that. While mirroring is a helpful concept for some, another detail I'm being directed to, me as Sarah, I as Sarah, is that again, and the Akash has spoken with me about this often, it is very important that we not write off abuse as being some kind of a mirror. And I'm seeing this happen far too often in certain corners and circles of spirituality that are being run by the New Age cage. Abuse is not a mirror. And if that is the mirror that you think you are living, we would ask that you revoke consent to being a mirror or receiving that kind of mirror. Every one of you deserves physical and emotional, psychological, mental, sexual, and spiritual safety within your primary relationships. The word attunement has been coming up often. When I, as Sarah, use the word attunement, I mean that you are being, shall we say, frequency connected, calibrated, woven into a specific energy stream with a specific frequency. If anybody ever tries to sell you an attunement as a cure-all, we, as the Akash spirit, would urge you to step into your holy, sacred discernment, because an attunement is not the healer, because you and only you are your own healer. Frequently, when I, as Sarah, do these sessions, people are being attuned. Some of you are being initiated into a varying level, whatever level you're able to connect with, of the true and quantum Akash. And potentially whatever else you are being called to. An attunement is not a miracle. Neither is an activation or an initiation. They're powerful things, but in this realm of matter, the work of aligned action on top of one of those is typically what creates miracle and magic. We would remind you all that you are the magic. And everybody here came. Everybody here, at least those drawn to my work as Sarah, and as a small part of greater aspects with which I work. If you are drawn to my work, then you came here. I am shown that not everybody chose to come here. There was some trapping. We can talk about that more another time. But those who typically are drawn to this came, and they have a purpose and they have a plan. And even though we know and we remind you that the clashing of free wills in this free will realm can make all plans very difficult to execute. You came because you're choosing to be part of the shift. And so we ask you, as you see and live and experience the crumbling of the very systems that you came here to help dissolve and dismantle and watch crumble, we ask you to remain centered. We ask you to remember who you are, why you're here. There are many ways in which you can begin remembering, always with the intention that you do so for only the most benevolent outcome for yourself and all others. There are many energy work modalities, quantum exploration modalities like BQH that can assist with this. But you, each day, can set the intention that as long as it's for your most expanded and best good, a gentle and slow trickle of remembrance that will help you in each moment, in each now, as we continue to live as the living, breathing, loving bridge of consciousness back to Tara. So before I start the individual reading, it's really important to seek energetic information as energy into form, energy into matter. I'm being shown the kidneys. If anybody here or watching the replay has had an issue with kidney stones, it is very important to continue monitoring that and following whatever more natural recommendations have been helpful for you in this. There seems to be a need for some people to be consuming more protein. That's coming up to mention. And my channel will never be a place where we argue about ways of eating. If you're someone who doesn't eat meat, you probably need more plant protein. If you're someone who does eat meat, but you're not eating very much right now, maybe you need to consider that a little bit more may assist you in grounding and feeling more in body, is what I'm hearing. It is time to drop the masks, because as Sarah always say, and as the Akash always has me stream, it is through radical honesty, authenticity, and accountability, the inner work, reflecting, rippling outward, that we will change this world. So now I'm going to just right away shift gears into a mini Akashic session for an individual. So I'm seeing so much purple, and those who've been watching know that purple is a color that the Akash communicates with frequently to me. And the purple that I'm seeing is a little bit different. This time I'm seeing like hundreds of purple in all varying shades, very light pale lavender up to middle of the color, into very, very, very deep purples. But they're like chiffon scarves, like my grandmother would have worn around her hair when it was windy and we would go for a walk. So that kind of nylon or chiffon, and they're all just present in the atmosphere or present in my inner vision. All of these gently swirling or gently waving purple pieces of purple fabric. I'm just allowing this to settle, and I will begin delivering more information. Okay. I see the baby at the high chair. This is a future that is within your quantum timeline spirals. However, I want to be delicate. I want to be gentle here. It is not the closest of the timeline potentialities. And please remember that that can change at any time. You can change it at any time. This is why all readings are possibilities, probabilities, potentialities, because everything's in flux and we are co-rendering it as we go in a very beautiful, nurturing and nourishing way. The Akash would like me to share, since this is anonymous, I'm going to go ahead and say that in order to have the most benevolent, best outcome for yourself and this beautiful baby boy that I am seeing a vision of in a high chair, banging a baby spoon, you need to consider a different partner down the line in order to co-create that potentiality. And I'm going to leave that topic, just leave it with that, leave it at that, as I know that can be sensitive. Your loved ones, your soul family in your Akashic chamber are really just imploring me to say to you that you are worthy of respect and dignity and care and love. And if you are not receiving that from primary connections, please be that for yourself and lean on your energetic team to assist you in connecting with other humans who will treat you the way you would treat them. It's really important that you be connecting with the natural world as it is for everyone. In particular, developing a closer bond with animals feels relevant for you right now. I'm seeing an orange tabby cat, kind of a kitten, like an adolescent kitty cat, that if you don't know him yet, you are likely going to know him soon. And performing some service out of the beautiful depths of your radiant heart is being recommended in regards to animals. So, what's being offered by the beautiful butterfly being in your Akashic chamber is to consider a couple hours a week as a volunteer at a no-kill shelter in your area. It's quite likely that you will meet this orange kitty I'm seeing in your Akash there. And oftentimes when we are so caught up in our own mind, in our own individuated desire, we can lose sight to some varying degrees of what the bigger picture is. And right now, the bigger picture is for you love, not just receiving love, but giving it, connecting with more of God's creatures, connecting deeply with the mother impulse. And the way that's being recommended is by connecting with rescues in your area who are literally doing so much loving work, oftentimes very thankless work. To spend a couple hours on a Saturday afternoon or maybe a Wednesday evening helping with the cats or walking the dogs. It's really important. You will get so much out of it. I'm just seeing how nurturing and really soul, like how it's going to fill your cup, the unconditional love of an animal that you have developed trust with is really going to mean so much for you. If you're able to, adopting this little orange kitty I'm seeing is being highly recommended by your support and energetic team. However, my sense is that right now you might live in a place that you can't have pets at, which is fine. Continue the at least once a week volunteering at this time, and very likely in the next 3 to 4 years you will be established somewhere in which you are able to have your own animal companion and likely help with some fostering of others. So this is really coming up prominently for you as like a really important part of the current transformation and evolution that you are participating in as an individual, along with the massive collective transformation that we're also walking together. Let's see what else. Berberine. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a health professional. I'm just a physical body medical intuitive, and berberine is being recommended as potentially beneficial for you. So is I'm not making out the brand. It's probably, maybe it's Nature's Way or an herbal brand like that. But I'm seeing a bottle. I'm just seeing a bottle that says leg veins on it. And I believe, it's like a combination of several different herbs or compounds that help with painful veins like varicose veins. I don't know if this is something that you're experiencing or if it's possible that it runs in your family, but this is being recommended to help either treat that so it feels better or potentially prevent further development of that as a condition. Your nervous system is really, really wired and tired and overstimulated. And I know this is just something, nervous system talk is all over the place, but it is important. The overstimulation of the nervous system by certain types of individuals who present a certain way, perhaps on the antisocial personality disorder spectrum, and energy streams that can be very extractive that those individuals are frequently connected to or working with. That overstimulation can feel very tricky, sneaky. It can feel like love, but it's not love. It's a constant, intense stroking and keeping something amplified and not allowing it to come into rest. And I'm seeing that this is much of what you have experienced with some partners in the past and probably with a current partner as well. Please know that you are worth respect, decency, dignity, civility, consideration, friendship, deep love, and care. And this is being delivered by Elephant in your Akashic chamber. And she's very wise, and she represents the matriarch. So this is an archetypal energy that is presenting as lovingly available to support you in your work right now. Along the same lines about this nervous system being constantly hyper-stimulated, overstimulated, is a recommendation that you, if you have capacity, begin making steps toward finding some kind of job or employment that is less stressful. In fact, what I'm being shown is like a really relaxed, quiet atmosphere in a bank. So again, I don't know what your profession is right now, but something that is quieter, calmer, where you have time to take 2 or 3 deep, grounding, cleansing breaths when you need to, feels really, really important for where you're at right now in your process. So I'm seeing you and another little girl that I'm assuming is a sister, as young children, maybe like 3 and 4.5 or so. Very happy, joyful, look like kind of like Sunday dresses. There is a repair that's coming up for review, and your expanded higher self that I'm right now talking with in your Akashic chamber would really like for you to consider endeavoring to repair the relationship with the woman who is your sister, and would like me to remind you that this is a pattern a pattern. In fact, some might call it a karmic pattern that the two of you have played out many times. And it is coming up for review and repair so that that pattern can come into complete balance, and both parties can then reevaluate the connection, the relationship. In fact, you could even say contract, and how beautiful it would be to have a more healed, integrated, healthy relationship with your sister, who has been your mother and your lover and your brother and your enemy, and you have been non-beings together as well. Just energy. It is time to let the old wound and the resentment be alchemized. Take that pain and use it. It is in healing this core relationship, one of these primary relationships with somebody you incarnated here to do this with, that you are going to make space and capacity for the love that you need to cultivate within yourself before co-creating a truly divine or sacred relationship or partnership. She's open to it. Yeah, your expanded self just told me she'll argue. She'll say her sister doesn't want to. She does. There doesn't have to be any forcing, no pushing. Instead, magnetize it. This is all about love. This is all about love and releasing what's happened between now and that point in time when you were little girls, age 3 and 4.5, joyfully laughing on a Sunday or other dress-up afternoon, to return to the childlike joy with the soul who is your sister in this life is a massively important part of the work that you are doing as an individual. And it will assist you no matter how it goes, no matter what the end result of that is, as long as you stay in the heart womb and you keep grounding and centering cosmically into the Earth Mother, and you live and endeavor to do this in an authentic and honest way. This is going to open up to the inner relationship with the self that is going to assist you in creating the type of relationship in which you could start your own family in a healthy and beautiful, nourishing way. So let me just feel into things and see what else. I'm seeing lots of balloons. Red, yellow, blue balloons. Okay, and that just made like a larger, they came together and they made like a hot air balloon. It is being recommended that, I'm not sure what time of year hot air balloon rides would be available, but this is something that is going to spark a memory for you. They're showing me those blimps, those airship blimps. The Akash is showing me that and said that the rest, it's through potentially connecting with a hot air balloon ride that you can begin remembering more of some of your other quantum or parallel existences and templating. And you can lovingly set the intention to begin, as I spoke about earlier, a gentle trickle of remembrance, nothing that will cause you to be distraught, all in good time. Speaking of time, I'm to remind you that there is always enough time. You are not too late. You are right on time. You are not behind others on the path. You are perfectly and exactly where you need to be on your path, which is part of the whole of the collective path. And they're just offering so much love and encouragement. And the orange striped kitty is on the back of the elephant matriarch. So these are major energies that are coming up for you to consider working with. And just seeing if there's anything else. There is some energetic transmission coming in about your mother. Of course, mother, sister, womb, all of this goes hand in hand. It is not quite time to spend much energy focusing on that connection. It is there and it can be improved. The most sensible or safe, secure order of events for you right now is going to be, in terms of doing your own womb healing work, is going to be in starting with the relationship with your sister and then addressing a variety of love relationships and toxic or unhealthy dynamics that you've experienced in those, and clearing some ancestral trauma from the energetic womb space, dealing with any physical issues that are presenting in your own physical womb, in the uterus or fallopian tubes or ovaries, or I don't know if we can say vagina on YouTube. Anyway, and then once those things have been the center of focus, very gently working on things with or about your mom is what's being recommended right now. And again, everything that I bring through in an Akashic session is simply loving guidance for which you can do whatever you want, including nothing at all and completely disregarding it. The Akash and me, myself as Sarah, fully acknowledge and respect, revere your sovereign autonomy and free will choice to make your own decisions. And so you are not being told to do anything. It's all just an offering. You know yourself best, and we are just adding to that. So with that, I am going to end that client portion of the session, and I just want to thank this lovely individual for allowing me to do this mini reading for you tonight. Just sending you so much love and encouragement and support as you continue walking your sacred path. Let's see. Guys, I need to make sure you know that when I'm in flow, I am not reading the chat. So if you have questions for me, the best way to address those is to book an energy work session with me, or you can send me an email. I do see your question about the Akashic records. I have my own understanding and knowledge about the Akash, as Dr. Linda Howe, whom I have great respect for, teaches that the Akash only shows human incarnations. That is not at all my experience. My experience has been that while that is a beautiful and worthy thing to work with and teach in, that the True and Quantum Akash is so multi-cosmic, multi-dimensional that a massive variety of information can come in. However, you never go in there thinking that you're going to tell the Akash what it's going to show you, because the Akash is an aspect of spirit, which is part of the Godhead. And as the holographic record of everything, we have to come and approach with reverence. And the Akash in a session, I mean, stuff gets flowing so fast, I'm having to discern what it is, what pieces are being shown to me that are the most important for the client. And what the Akash delivers or delivers through me is what they, as that collective of energy, believes to be the most relevant, helpful, guiding, important, and loving information. And for the client in that moment. And I can only go as deep or as expanded or as cosmic or whatever word you want to say as the client is able to meet and match. So even though I can access greater or more, if that's not relevant to the client or the client hasn't initiated into some of that, then that's not going to come up during a session. So I hope that that's helpful, because there are a lot of different viewpoints on that. There's also a lot of, I'll just say, lower astral, abyss, phantom matrix fakers that are energies that might be pretending, like I've been shown in Akashic records in the lower astral, which could be any number of, like, sometimes things in the lower astral are actually human thought forms that we have imagined and thought enough about that have been created in energetic form. Thought forms can become body forms. But yeah, it's actually a really nuanced and complex topic. So, and I have to wrap up this session. So again, just please note that when I'm in flow, I'm not reading the chat. I have a moderator, and he jumps on. And typically, if you want to book a session, you can do that prior to, if you want to have a mini reading yourself, you can do that prior to us going live. And I actually opened it up on Twitter tonight for any questions anyone had about BQH or Akashic Records or any of the other modalities that I happen to offer in my practice. And nobody actually asked any questions. So I am trying to, so that I can keep things streamlined, because I do have children that I need to say goodnight to about this time of night. I'm trying to help people ask their questions or come up with what their questions are ahead of time, so that I can address everything as I decide to in each meeting. So I know that we've had quite a few comments trying to ask me questions, or we had a few people like trying to just spontaneously get me to jump into their Akashic record. And that is, that's not how I work. They all have to be arranged ahead of time. If you would like to work with me, tonight is the last night to book a Beyond Quantum Healing session with me at $100 off. We are restructuring all of my offerings, and that will include single sessions all going up, and it will be very financially advantageous for clients who'd like to work with me to either buy 2 or 3 sessions at a time, or to join the membership, where you'll get 50% off most one-on-one energy work sessions if you become a monthly member. So thank you guys so much for being here. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that you got some whatever the energetic transmission that you needed from this expanded realm of the Akash. I hope that you received it. I thank you so much. Today is Monday. As of right now, I believe we will be live again on Wednesday evening. And again, I will announce that the day of. So like like mid to late morning of Wednesday, on Wednesday, I will make posts on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, probably even on Threads, though I don't usually go on there, and here on the community part on the community post, like on YouTube, to let you know that yes, I'm planning to go live. This is the approximate time. If you'd like a mini reading, you can shoot me an email. You can even, if somebody knows that they'd like to have a mini reading another day this week, whether that be Wednesday or another evening. I can only commit to Wednesday right now, but you're welcome to even, email me between now and then and get on the list. So again, thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate you being here and connecting with me. I'm wishing you a wonderful rest of your evening. And if you're somewhere where it's morning and afternoon, have a great day. I will talk to you soon and see you on Wednesday.